I have this tiny frame picture on my desk. It's of me and my wife when we were young, and we'd only been dating for a few months. We're incredibly happy in this picture, just as we are today. We're on a hike in New Mexico. We're wearing bandanas and fanny packs, incredibly happy. We're kissing in the picture, and I remember that hike as being full of a ton of laughter and absolute joy. We laughed a lot when we were young. We laugh a lot now. Laughter kind of feels like our secret language. It's beyond words. It's the sound of the magnetism that draws us together. I think this picture was taken on an old disposable camera before we had phones with cameras built into them. It's a little grainy, but I love it. It's a little symbol of the joy and love between us. She gave it to me as a gift. I love this little photo. It sits right on my desk, right in front of me. It's been on my desk that I work at for like over 20 years now. The little frame on this picture has a quote on it that has become my absolute favorite quote in the world. Laughter is the shortest distance between two people. That quote is attributed to Victor Borg. Victor Borg was a Danish American actor and comedian back in the mid 20th century. I want to tell you about Mr. Victor Borg for a bit on the chance that you're not already familiar with his story. Borg got his big break as a performer in the mid 1930s when he started telling anti-Nazi jokes around Europe. Later, when the Nazi Germans invaded Denmark, Victor, who was an Ashkenazi Jew and whose real name at birth was Borg Rosenbaum, escaped to the United States, and he was on the last neutral ship to make it out of Pastamo, Finland. As he made his way to the US, he knew absolutely zero English, and he had about $17 in his pocket. From that low point, as a broke refugee in a faraway land without being able to speak the language, Victor became a huge Hollywood celebrity within just a few years. He appeared on Ed Sullivan, he performed with Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra, and eventually had his own show on NBC. It just took a few years. He was hilarious and smart. If you're not familiar, check out some old Victor Borg clips on YouTube. He's brilliant. Laughter was Victor's secret weapon. He seemed to know that it had this transcendent power to draw people together. It wasn't just the sound of cheap entertainment. Laughter was a bridge between people. Laughter is the shortest distance between two people. In Psalm 126, the psalmist writes this: "Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy." That psalm is about the coming back together of a people in their homeland. It's about a long-held promise being fulfilled. It's about heaven on earth becoming real. The psalmist reminds us that we'll know we've arrived at the promised land when our mouths are filled with laughter and when our tongues emit songs of joy. Laughter is the shortest distance between two people. I believe that quote from Victor Borg to be true and applicable when it comes to intimate relationships, like the love shared between me and my wife. And I also believe that laughter is the shortest distance between us. It is the bridge that brings us back together on a larger societal scale. If we can laugh together, we can know each other as human. If we can sing songs of joy together, we can be reminded of our common dream of heaven on earth. Here's a short prayer. Loving God and laughing God, bring us together. Let us express our innermost love through the sounds of giggles and guffaws. Remind us of our common humor and our common humanity. Tickle us into a frenzy of joy. Help us see each other in the raw, natural, joy-filled state in which we were created. Amen. Between is about you. Take this message into your life this week and fill the space between you and every person you encounter with your sacred light. My favorite church is the space between people. Now go with God's love and create the church between.